Hello everybody, welcome back to Solving Standard. I'm Corbin Hostler, and this is Indomitable Creativity. If you saw the first match against Blue Black, you know this deck's got a lot of sweet stuff going for it. Now this hand, as you can tell, was a huge risk, but we are on the draw, and we have the opt, so yeah, definitely I think it was a worthy choice to make here. Now we have basically everything we need. We can hold up negate. We have an option. It's either negate, or harness lightning here, and wasn't sure what we'd have to worry about, but I like the idea of opting. All right, well, there is the Indomitable Creativity. Do we want to draw it? We have a Spell Swindle in hand. Sure, why not? We'll find lands, right? Surely. Well, okay, not quite. Also, I have no idea what our opponent's up to. I can cycle the Sweltering Suns, though, if we don't need to negate anything here. And I think I'm going to do that because I have no idea what my opponent's doing. And I just need to hit land drops. Alright, did it. Close, but we got there. Now I'd say things actually look pretty alright for us. We can cycle another Sweltering Suns if we need to. We have Harness Lightning, we have Negate. We can then have Spell Swindle if we hit a land here. Alright, we did not do it. However, that's still fine. I mean, I guess we're going to discard the hand size here. It's just what's going to happen, but... What does this do? Struggle to survive. Number of lands you control, huh? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I guess I just pitch a Harness Lightning. Doesn't seem like it does too much. I mean, we could do this too. This deals more damage than Harness Lightning, so I'm going to pitch Harness Lightning here. We can Glimmer on the instep. We can counter anything they go for. Riddle form it is, I suppose. Sure. Hornswoggle. All right, that is something. That's a thing. We got the negate out of our hand, so no problem passing back here. Now if our opponent goes for a creature spell, we can Hornswoggle it. I love me some Hornswoggle. I don't know what that means. I just know that in terms of words in the English language, it is definitely like top 20 or something, right? Now look at that. We even get a Hornswoggle, a Locust God, just like Garfield intended. Get Hornswoggled, please. And we get a treasure out of it. There's the land. Now we have Spell Swindle up. We have our own Locust God, so I definitely approve of what my opponent's doing. We are getting close to what we want to do, by the way. We're not quite there. We don't have 3 red mana. We only have 2 red mana, but this is a good start. And if we get a Spell Swindle something here, it's all Kefnet. Our opponent's deck is lit. All right. I will Spell Swindle Kefnet. Get a bunch of treasure, and you know what that means? That means we are ready to go off, everybody. Red mana here. Red mana here. Red mana here. Tap 3. Indomitable Creativity. These 3 treasure tokens away. That means we get 3 creatures off the top of our deck. And they're going to be pretty good, safe to say. Don't know what they're going to be, but they're going to be good. There you go. It's a Torrential Gearhulk. It's a Nezahal. Oh my gosh. It's a Locust God. And how cool is this? The opt is going to immediately get us a Locust God trigger. I would like to bottom that. I have no idea what our opponents do, but we probably don't need that. Yield to this ability. And you know what? This insect even has haste. Get in there for 1. Hornswoggle into Indomitable Creativity. That's how we drew it up right there, everybody. All right, let's see what our opponent tries to do to get back in the game after that. All right, Fumigate makes sense. That said, it's not going to be very good for them. I'm going to discard 3 cards. Oops. Undo. All right, so I'm going to... I can draw a card off Nezahal first, so then make that decision. Cool. All right, pitch this. Pitch this, and pitch this Harness Lightning here. So yeah, this is not exactly where we want to be for our opponent. Sure, they get rid of some creatures, but Nezahal's going to come back. Locust God's going to come back to our hand. And we're going to attack them for a bunch. Not exactly how they drew it up. Turns out Nezahal's pretty good creature. Quite difficult to kill, it turns out. Okay, yeah. I'd like to have these creatures back. Nezahal in play, Scarab God in hand. Draw for the turn. Get another Ether Hub. Which is important, actually. It gives us another colored mana there. Crash in for 7 with Nezahal. And I think just past the turn back, we have Spell Swindle. I mean, we have obviously everything. Spell Swindle, Glimmer of Genius, Locust God. But what we don't need to do is tap out for Locust God when we can just have everything we need in our hand here. Spell Swindle, whatever they try to do next. Glimmer if they do nothing. Depths of Desire if we just want to go that route. Gideon of the Trials, you say? I guess I do care about that. So go ahead and Spell Swindle this thing. There's our treasure. Good times. They are rolling right now. Turns out when you get infinite value off of a Indomitable Creativity, it's not too difficult to turn it into something good. So now I'm just happy to go ahead and burn this Depths of Desire on the Kefnet, so we can crash in for 7. It replaces itself, the one treasure we had to use. Alright, land is good. Get on in there with the Nezahal. So the question is, do I play Locust God or not? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Huh? 11 mana. There's just no reason to do anything. We could play Locust God, but why? If we have a win condition in play and we have Glimmer of Genius, there's just no reason to tap out. This way we preserve the ability to maximize our odds of finding a counterspell or an answer to whatever our opponent does. And what they want to do is Scavenger Grounds the graveyards, huh? I do not mind that. That is acceptable. Now here comes Kefnet. And this is where I go for the... Well, we're just going to win. Yeah, they know what we have. They know they're not going to get there. Well, we weren't actually going to... We would have got to a Spell Swindle, right? Yeah, eventually. All right, there you go. Game 1 down against Jeskai Control. Now we get to move on to Game 2. I like what we have going on here. This is where I think you want the mechanized productions. Safe to say. Okay, here. All right, so things that are not necessarily great. Depths of Desire can protect our own creature for what it's worth. Hornswoggle, however, cannot. Sweltering Suns we don't need at all. Don't need the Struggle to survive. Do I really need the Insidious Will? What does this do? Yeah, it's probably fine. Whatever. It's certainly fun. We don't need the Harness Lightnings. Our opponent does obviously have some creatures, so... You know, that is a thing we have to worry about. What's this look like? This is 59 here. You know, they're going to have some creatures, but all we saw was Locust God, I believe. So I'm not really sure what we're worried about exactly from them. Postboard here. I mean, Chandra's Defeat is, if they have their own Chandras, this is... It's risky. I'm not going to do this. I'll wait till Game 3. I guess maybe, in this case, Harness Lightning is best. Simply because it can create energy, which is sometimes pretty relevant for the deck. On the other hand, Depths of Desire just maximizes our treasure into Mechanized Production plan. Which, by the way, is possibly one of the favorite plans of any deck I've ever recorded with. Enchant Artifact you control. Being your upkeep, create a copy of it. And then if you control 8 or more with the same name, you win. Yeah. Alright, I sold myself on it. We're making some treasure this game. We're going to go for the Mechanized Production plan. Will it work? I don't know. But we also have a lot of counter magic now. This hand is, yeah, pretty mediocre, but, you know, it's got lands, it's got spells, and those spells are pretty decent. Heck, they make treasure. And we actually don't have to worry about our colors now at all this game. At least in theory. We got our triple red. Oh, no. Search is pretty good. Yeah, Search for Azcanta is really good in this matchup. That's for sure. I almost wish we had another one in our sideboard. And we boarded out the Struggle to Survive, so we actually just have no ways to interact with their graveyard. So this Search, there's no Field of Ruin in our deck, which there probably should be, to be honest. Now, again, I just took the list straight from the GP, but I would put Magma Sprays on the sideboard, and I would most certainly decide to put some Field of Ruin into the main deck. Now, I know the mana in this deck's a little awkward because it's not easy to play 2 color enemy color decks in Standard, but I mean, heck, Field of Ruin's sometimes like mana fixing. Yeah, I just don't think you can play a 2 color deck in Standard without Field of Ruin right now. Heck, 3 color decks play it. It's just an extremely good card, Standard and Modern. Alright, well, we're not really going anywhere here. We've drawn a bunch of land, which is fine. It's a control mirror. You want to hit lands. That said, our opponent's not... If I were them, I actually would be aggressively filling the graveyard with Search for Azcanta, just because transforming it as soon as possible and getting activations off it is definitely the key to winning the matchup. Instead, they just keep drawing it. I'm sure it's lands or whatever that they need, and that's fine, but it's hard to do better, I think, than just transforming that thing as soon as possible. I guess we found a problem with the Depths of Desire plan. Is that we actually need creatures to bounce before we can make a treasure with it. Everything about this game would be, you know, playing out exactly how we would want it to if it weren't for the Search for Azcanta on the field. Eventually, this thing's going to transform. It's going to take over the game when it does. So we're just hoping to our opponent either, you know, they play something that we can Depths of Desire, or we, you know, draw our own cards, you know, Glimmer of Genius Ops, something to get something going here. But, you know, our opponent, honestly, all of our cards are reactive. They pretty much don't even have to do anything. And that's an issue for us. Because all they have to do is just let this game play out as it is. Just say draw, go until Search transforms and then ride that to victory. And we're actually sort of the beatdown. We're the ones trying to make something happen here now. Desert's Hold, huh? Okay, interesting card. Seems fine. Now let's opt, see if we can find some action here. Opt into opt, why not? Alright, bottom Spire, Bluff Canal, draw an Ether Hub, huh? There's a Nezahal. I can play it. Doesn't seem like a great idea. Oh, can't be countered. In that case, it's a swell idea. Alright, here we go. Can't protect it, but it can't be countered, and we can protect it by discarding cards that don't do anything. So this might work out. We did finally... This was... If we were going to find a creature off the top of our deck to play, this was most certainly the best one to have. We will do our best here to protect it at all costs. 4 mana from our opponent on our combat, huh? They want to cast it out. Alright, so I will choose to exile it by discarding Depths of Desire, land, and I think Indomitable Creativity. Yeah, Nezahal is very, very good. The cast out has no targets now. I mean, so yeah, they paid 4 mana to make us discard 2, or 3, but we drew 1 off it even. So it was, you know, draw 3, discard, or draw 1, discard 3, and Nezahal comes back. If we can just, you know, the next one will hurt. The next removal spell on it will hurt, but if we could get to our turn and then untap with all these negates up, it becomes very difficult to lose with Nezahal. Basically, you need to beat this thing in combat to beat it. Ixalan's Binding, huh? Well, I think we'll be doing this again here. Alright, Mechanized Production, you would have been fun, but we have a new win condition now, and it is Nezahal. So this is actually great. Our opponent's removal has all been 4 mana. That means they're not able to do anything here. Search for Azcanta is nowhere near finding Azcanta. We have our 7/7 in play. Now we get to untap with Glimmer of Genius and negate. That's probably going to be enough to take the game, to be honest. At this point, we can just even keep lands in our hand. This card is just such a boss in the control mirror. And we have no maximum hand size. That's pretty good, right? Their best answer to this is actually getting of the Trials. which they got rid of with their search for Azcanta. The one card they, well, I guess 2 cards they put in. Ooh, Fancy Blasphemization. All right, so they're still a bit of ways from transforming it. They're dead in 2 turns, and we have counter magic here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We actually have 2 counter spells here, so it's going to be very, very difficult. Our opponent does not like our deck. I know you can't see chat, but they're saying some not very nice things about our deck. I think our deck's awesome. That's for sure. All right, here we go. Azor's Gateway. That's a good one for what it's worth. We drew an Indomitable Creativity. I think I'm just going to negate this thing. So this means we can Glimmer in the instep. Treasure Map, huh? All right. This one I will Spell Swindle, and I might be reading too much into it here. I kind of think our opponent's just going to scoop now. I could be wrong, but this feels like the beginning of the end here. I guess the beginning of the end was literally just casting Nezahal. And you know what? I may as well just get rid of these things. I should attack first, I suppose. No, I shouldn't have. Dang it, I shouldn't have. Because if I hit Locust God and draws, I could make hasty tokens. But probably doesn't make too much of a difference. Alright, well, let's Indomitable Creativity here. This is a bit greedy for what it's worth, but I just don't really... Well, actually, this is very greedy. Well, let's see. This is actually just incredibly greedy. I'm not going to do it. It's tempting. Trust me, it is tempting, but it's not worth it. What I will do is just go ahead and Glimmer my main step here. Main phase here. Insidious Will and a Braid, huh? Don't need a Braid. I will take Insidious Will. Wanted a counter spell. Got 2 of them. All right. So yeah, this should do it. Oh, our opponent finally gets to transform Search for Azcanta, and it's just not going to be good enough, I think, at this point in the game, because we have answers to basically everything they can find off of it at this point. Nezahal was just such a bomb to land on turn 7. Can't be countered. You have no maximum hand size, because sometimes you just need a Reliquary Tower, am I right? Opponent casts non-creature spell, draw a card, exile it. That's real good. So, it feels impossible to lose here, because we can discard 3 cards to protect Nezahal, and even if they had something else after that, we can Insidious Will or Spell Swindle it. Heck, depending on what it is, we could even choose new targets for it. All right, here we go. Looks like a Locust God to me. And I would like to Spell Swindle that. Thank you, friend, for the 6 treasure tokens off of this. Now I'll pull the trigger on, and yep, that'll do it. All right, everyone. That's how you do it right there. You Insidious Will people, you Nezahal people. Elder Dinosaurs coming to Standard with a little help with treasure tokens. I'm Corbin Hazoret. This is Solving Standard, everyone. Thank you for watching.